We're going to talk about a real powerful word, willpower. Very powerful word when you know it's a powerful word when it has power within it. So willpower, that is the power to do, or let's translate power to say ability to do. That's the simple way of looking at it. Now, the opposite of willpower, I say, is won't power, because won't power will stop you from doing just as much as willpower will enable you to do. Now, why do you need the power to do? You need the power to do because there's opposition out there. There are things that will try to stop you from doing what you want, need, or even desire to do. Now, when we put it on a hierarchy of understanding the difference between want, needs, and desires. That's another discussion for another drive. But right now, what we're going to talk about is willpower. The power or the ability of your soul to manifest your spirit through your flesh. It's a lot. Digest it. Take some time with that. But it is the ability, or let's say the level of the ability. I mean, it doesn't take much willpower to scratch an itch. You know, you face itches, you reach up, you scratch it. Not a lot of willpower. However, your soul manifested in your flesh the relieving of that flesh's issue. But let's look at big transformation. Let's say that you're building your body physically. Well, your flesh gets tired. But what's also beautiful is after a great workout, your flesh releases endorphins. Now, those endorphins fuel your spirit, and then your spirit comforts your soul. You see how this all works? So willpower is that moment before that workout when you don't have any endorphins, when you're tired, when you're exhausted, and everything about your soul is actually talking to your spirit and telling your spirit how much you don't want to be sore, how much you don't want to hurt, how this is going to feel after. It's going to start putting into your soul, then your spirit starts putting into your soul how many other things, how many other priorities you have, what other things are more important right now. And your soul can get beguiled. And if your soul gets limited, then it doesn't move the flesh. And if the flesh doesn't move, then you do not produce. And if you do not produce, then that means you fail. And if you fail, that is an evidence of a lack of willpower. So where does the willpower come in? The willpower comes in when the soul says, hold up, flesh, give me something. When the soul says, spirit, give me something. When the soul can relate even with itself to generate a movement in the flesh. And when that movement begins in the flesh, it gives you a level of accomplishment. And that first accomplishment feeds your spirit. And then your spirit begins to feed your soul. And when your spirit's feeding your soul manifests in the flesh. And when you manifest in the flesh gives you reward that feeds the spirit. And the cycle goes on and on and on. This is why you see certain people in our community, in our society, that are on a roll, as they say. Things are happening, they're clicking, and they're positive, and they're going. This is also why the old adage says when it rains, it pours. Because once something bad starts to happen, it wounds your soul. Your spirit. And when it wounds your spirit starts to affect your soul. And your soul starts making decisions that manifest in your flesh. And then when your flesh starts manifesting these decisions and it doesn't get the results that it's looking for, it goes back and it feeds the spirit negativity. And then that spirit begins to feed the soul again. And the soul begins to manifest in the flesh again. And now you've got a downward spiral. So you've got to choose where you want your willpower to be. Do you want your willpower to produce an upward spiral or a downward spiral? Are you going to exercise willpower or are you going to wallow in won't power? Please like, share, and follow, and I'll see you soon.